I'm Johnny Johansson. I am the creative director of Acne, the fashion part. We're actually sitting in my office, but also in the library of our design studio. It's a lot of my private books, but also the design studio books, and it's a great mix. I feel very attracted to books always. I don't know, I mean, the internet is good, but when it comes to a really interesting book, I think it's very important for my work. For me, it's always about contrasts of emotions, you know, it's two things that doesn't belong together. I like something that's very spiritual and romantic to something that's very brutal and hard. When you start a collection, every time you have the feeling that you're going to change the world or make something that's going to be very important. And I think sometimes it starts with a ring that becomes a collection, or you know, somebody's relationship, and then it ends up being a spiritual collection. The setting for the London show, I wanted to be quite minimal, but at the same time crafty, you know, and that's why the space was quite minimal and torn out, and then we built these like walls that we painted very organically, and I wanted to be only that almost, and just that surrounding, those beautiful pastel colors surrounding are quite strong colors that we did in the collection. I like it because it was kind of a little bit of a building site, and we can just continue to make that building site a romantic place. There was some pieces left that was really organic, and I wonder, why is this done in the floor like this? After the show they told me it was the Hard Rock Cafe. The day before the show we done all the fittings. We just rounding up the last models, and London Fashion Week is just after New York Fashion Week, so the girls come flying in really late, some of the most important girls for the show. The fitting is going to be around them, and then it usually starts to feel a bit better. You feel that you come to a place that's even better than when you were starting the whole process, and then the best girls comes in and just lifts the collection. That's a moment I like quite a lot, and we do the fittings, we do some alterations and some pieces. Then it's more fun and playful, I think. I mean, the last minutes before the show, you know, I don't do anything. I'm kind of set out of the equation then. I'm just waiting to get over with it. And I'm just hoping it's gonna get, you know, nobody's gonna fall, blah, 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 all that things. My work is done, basically. And after the show is done, it's nice that all the emotions goes out. And for me, it's a very emotional moment. The day after the show, I start with a new collection. It's kind of does that all the time with me. So, and I'm quite happy to start something new. I'm much more safe in that environment, I would say. This collection that we showed in London was a collection where the inspiration was actually taken from the studio environment. It started actually with a visit to the Brancusi Museum, and it kind of stuck in my mind a bit because I felt it was the moment for getting a bit real, taking away all the different fantastic, interesting volumes, just playing with what's very functional and very generic in one sense. When I think about it, I freeze a bit. It was just something at that point that I felt we have to take the next step on a lot of things. There was never a master plan. I mean, we always been talking about strategic subjects, of course, but if you don't do it from the heart, and if you don't, you know, follow your inner voice, I think that you're not going to succeed, and especially not in the fashion industry.
She comes, it's killing time. Flames are burning.